Funding for the Iowa Girls High School Basketball Championships is provided by
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Fairway, along with Nabisco. TruMoo, Frito-Lay, and Sara Lee is a proud sponsor of the 2016 Iowa Girls High School Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Basketball Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live.
By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
I am a farmer.
I am a great cook.
I am a small town girl.
I'm a city boy.
I'm a banker.
I'm an Iowa banker.
No matter who you are, there is an Iowa banker who is ready to help you get where you want to go. Iowa Bankers, allowing you to discover the genuine difference of Iowa banks.
Mid-American Energy, diversifying the ways we generate electricity by investing in wind generation capacity in Iowa. Information is available at midamericanenergy.com. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome to downtown Des Moines, where it's a brisk and clear night in the waning days of winter, but across the river inside Wells Fargo Arena, it is warm and it is comfortable, and we have an exciting evening of Iowa Girls High School hoops. There's a lot of spirit. We've got spirit. How about you? We've got spirit. How about you? Thanks for joining us on our second and final night of live girls basketball tournament coverage right here on statewide Iowa Public Television. We've crowned 4 champions already. We've played 34 games, and the number 35, it's the 5A matchup that will round out another year of girls basketball. Hello, everybody. I'm Paul Yeager, and throughout the night, IPTV Sports will continue to bring you highlights, analysis, and features from right here on our on-site sports desk, and we'll make sure to showcase all the pageantry of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Iowa Farm Bureau State Basketball Championships. But first, let's head courtside with BJ Shaven and Laura Leonard for their call of the 5A State Championship.
Thanks, Paul. Yes, it is time for the Class 5A State Championship, as you've got the Jaguars of Ankeny Centennial taking on the top-ranked Johnston Dragons here from Wells Fargo Arena. Hi again, everyone, with Laura Leonard. I'm BJ Shaven. And Laura, what a matchup. It's the Central Iowa Metro League again, the 4th straight year that the conference has produced a title game between 2 of its own teams right here at Wells Fargo Arena.
And this is going to be an interesting game. They've met one time in the regular season, Johnston coming out on top. This is going to be a battle of the paint. They've got 2 presents on the inside. They're going to go head-to-head, and this is going to be a good matchup.
Well, Tasha Viapont has had a whale of a state tournament trying to close out her career in style.
Well, she really is, and she has had a great tournament. You see the numbers there, and especially the points, and then she'll step out and knock down some threes. You don't expect her to do that, but she's been very efficient with those 3-pointers here at the state tournament. They're looking for her, and teams aren't coming out to defend that, so Johnston's going to have to be aware of that. But she's also a presence in the paint with her defense, as you can see those 6 blocks.
And for Johnston, Taryn Knuth has logged a lot of minutes here so far.
She really has, and she has been in almost every minute of every game here at the state tournament, and her presence on the inside is huge, not only on the offensive side, but on the defensive side. See a rare 3-pointer from her, but she does most of her damage down low in the block.
Well, let's go to tonight's public address announcer, Eric Verhelst.
Each year at the state basketball tournament, the Iowa Bakers Association presents the Student Athlete Achievement Award to a student athlete who excels on the court, in the classroom, and in their community. The recipient receives a $1,000 scholarship to the college of her choice. The 2016 Student Athlete Achievement Award is Paige Nicholson of Indianola High School. Presenting the award is Wayne Vandertag from People's Bank in Indianola.
Well, these two teams trying to make history here tonight. Johnston going for their first ever state title, as is Ankeny Centennial.
And the Iowa Bankers Association with their sponsorship of this award. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wells Fargo Arena for this Class 5A championship game between the Johnston Dragons and the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. And now let's meet the non-starters. First for the visiting Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Number 3, Abby Heston. Number 4, Sammy Stolk. Number 5, Kylie Mackey. Number 12, Maddie Feeney. Number 15, Emily Fontana. Number 21, Rachel Schoen. Number 22, Haley Manner. Number 24, Megan Rinke. Number 32, Emily Vasky. And number 40, Kenna Sauer. Assistant coaches for the Jaguars, Dave Runchie, Dennis Albertson, John Mayfield, and Andy Fain. And now let's introduce the non-starters for the Johnston Dragons. Number 2, Haley Ness. Number 4, Paige Siren. Number 10, Brooke Wilmus. Number 14, Julia Beswick. Number 24, Macy Thompson. Number 30, Cassie Carell. Number 32, Maddie Hearn. Number 34, Jenna Johnston. Number 40, Alma Hodzik. And number 50, Reagan Neschheim. Assistant coaches for the Dragons, Mark Hine, Eric Schaefer, and Brad Boyakan. And now let's introduce the starting lineups for this Class 5A championship. For Ankeny Centennial, senior number 10, Meg Brandt. And for Johnston, a junior, number 12, Ellie Brown. For the Jaguars, a sophomore, number 14, Sydney Wyckoff. And for the Dragons, a senior, number 20, Haley Towers. For Centennial, a senior, number 23, Kendall Lindemann. And for Johnston, a senior, number 22, Shayna Stubbs. For the Jaguars, a sophomore, number 25, Kiana Williams. And for the Dragons, a senior, number 42, Rachel Hinders. For Ankeny Centennial, a senior, number 34, Tasha Bipond. And for the Johnston Dragons, a junior, number 44, Taryn Canute. The head coach for Ankeny Centennial, Scott Young. The head coach for the Johnston Dragons, Chad Gillick. The officials for tonight's contest as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Steve Bebout, Pete Peterson, and Scott Main.
It's time for the regular season rematch between Centennial and Johnston. Johnston winning back on January 5th by 20. Laura, what can Centennial do in this game to bring home the title?
Well, they need to get balanced scoring. In that game earlier in the regular season, they didn't have anybody in double figures, so they need to get production from everybody on the floor, and they need to get some people into those double figure scoring columns. And they need to put on that defensive pressure. That's what they're all about. They're not really known for their scoring, but they can go and put that defensive pressure on and make Johnston uncomfortable.
And how about Johnston?
They have to win the 50-50 balls. They have to go after every loose ball, every loose rebound. They've got to get on the floor and get after it. And then they've got to go inside out. Everything's got to run through the centers in the middle. They've got to get touches for Canute and for Hinders.
Every upperclassman that's in the starting lineup tonight for Johnston or Centennial is going to go on to play college athletics somewhere. We'll get into that in a moment. Knuth and Vipon in the middle. They get up, and Johnston owns the opening tip. They're wearing their home whites with purple. Centennial in their away blacks with gray. So out on the floor for the Dragons, Brown, Towers, Stubbs, Hinders, and Knuth. For Centennial, Brandt, Wyckoff, Lindemann, Williams, and Vipon. Knuth at the high post. They'll dump it right back into her, and she'll get the deuce right away. Good feed from Rachel Hinders.
Vipon looked like she had a hand on it, but they moved well without the ball. Now, Ankeny really came out and pressured, really made them work for that first 2 points.
Williams, whose game has just really taken off or elevated itself over the last month. Centennial winning 7 straight games coming into this one tonight. Johnston has won 14 in a row. And it was odd that Centennial, when they lost to Johnston, the Dragons would go lose 2 straight as Vipon rises up and cashes in.
She did that in yesterday's game, able to step out beyond the arc, and they set it up perfectly. She just faded out to long distance, and they got her the basketball.
Here's Ellie Brown to work. The dish to the corner. Now Knuth on the right block. Boy, that is just money. And guess what, folks? 6'4", a junior. She's already verbally committed to play volleyball at Florida State. But there are a lot of Division I coaches throughout the country that are salivating to try to get her to their program.
You know, Coach Gillick said that as a freshman, she came into him and said, hey, you know what? I really think basketball is the way I want to go. That's my favorite. I want to pursue that. And then he said something changed. She came in as a sophomore and said, I think I'm going to go volleyball. And thus she's going to go to Florida State.
Williams knocked it away, but the Dragons will hold on to it. Her wingspan is like a Buick. Maybe a Cadillac. Came up short that time.
Well, she certainly has the length, and she's got the skills. She's able to jump, and she's got a good handle on the basketball when she gets it in her hands.
Nobody guarding Brandt, who will try to drive it and dish. She's their assist person, not really a scorer. Here's Lindemann in the paint. Boy, a high-arcing shot. And by the way, Kendall Lindemann, that name sound familiar? She is Iowa's career home run leader. She's going to play softball at Minnesota, and she just knocked one in for the Jaguars.
And I think that's exactly what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to isolate her inside and let her go one-on-one and bring Vipon on the outside.
With a give go, that time to pass too hard from Hinders, and it's turned over. Here comes Centennial with the lead at 5-4.
They're going to be very patient and very deliberate with their offensive sets. They're not in any hurry to score. They want to make sure they get the best shot possible.
Vipon from the wing.
You can see Vipon came out, and that time Canute had to come out and honor that and make sure that she got a hand in the face.
Brandt in the paint, takes the shot, comes up short, rebound to Towers.
They're going to let Meg Brandt go ahead and take some shots. They're going to try to shut everybody else down. They're going to challenge her to score.
Now 0 for 4 from the state, or at the state tournament. Knuth gets the offensive rebound for Johnston.
I like the way that Johnston, once they get the rebound, they get out and they reset. They try to run a play. They had the high post, double high post picks, and Ellie Brown didn't take advantage of them.
Yeah, quick hands there by Meg Brandt. Vipon really trying to get position on the paint. Here's Williams from 14. Boy, deflected away. And the Dragons up with it.
Quick hands on both sides defensively, so you really have to take care of the ball. Don't care what team you're playing for. You just have to know that everybody's coming after that ball. You got to protect it and secure the possession and make sure that you do something with it.
Laura, Johnston trying to enter the ball to the post, just trying to go up high to Knuth. What is Centennial doing there to negate that opportunity? I mean, they've forced a couple of turnovers here.
Looks like they have somebody in front and back, and then sometimes they're maybe doing a little decoy. They're sagging, and then when the pass goes up, they're really clamping down. We'll have to take a look and see what happens.
Stubbs in the corner to Hinders. Will go to the line to shoot a pair here. Scott DeYoung coaching in his 9th state title game. By the way, he's 6-2 in his career. And asked him the other day, you know, what's it like coaching in that many state championships? He goes, you know, the 6 were great, but he always thinks about the 2.
The ones that he lost.
The ones that he lost, yeah.
Well, you know what? That's a coach for you. That's exactly what they think about. You know, the wins are great. They expect the wins. But the 2 that they lose, those are the ones that bug them the most.
And he's taken 3 different teams to the state tournament. And Kendall Linneman being attended to there on the sideline. She's got a cut on her left hand. And she will have to go to the bench. Rachel Schoen will check in. The 6'1 freshman went to the scorer's table, along with Kylie Mackey, a 5'6 junior, who will also enter the ball game. 3:06 to play, 5-4 Centennial with the lead. And they've got to clean up some blood on the floor. And it's tough to tell if it got on her jersey because of the all-black jersey. Otherwise, Centennial would have to make some adjustments there. Johnston also going to their bench. Jenna Johnson will come in, the 5'9 sophomore, along with Paige Steeren, the 5'6 junior. And to the line now with Rachel Hinders, trying to tie it up here on the next opportunity. Hinders came into the game shooting right at 91%. 4-year starter, only player in Dragon history to score over 1,000 points and have 500 rebounds, and she misses both. A 91% free throw shooter on the season, and it's still a 1-point lead here for Centennial.
You got to cash in on those free throws. Doesn't matter what point in the game you get them, you've got to knock them down.
Boy, Bryant tried to drive it. Now they'll circle back.
Well, they're trying, it's almost a weave up top. They're trying to get the dribble penetration and kick it back out.
Viapon goes high, an awkward shot, but she gets it to go through. Centennial with their largest lead here at 3.
When she can face up, put the ball on the floor and challenge the defense, she's getting good angles.
Johnston down only in the state tournament to Davenport North early on. Knuth's shot disrupted, and Centennial gets it back.
They just were shadowing Knuth when she got the ball on the inside. They didn't really double down or anything. They allowed her to make her move, but they were right with her the entire time.
Mackey will enter it. Schoen going to be called for a little extra walk in the park. And Centennial will turn it over. Well, the head coach for the Johnston Dragons, Chad Gillick's, had an interesting road to being the head coach of the Johnston girls. He actually started as a head coach of boys teams at Remsen St. Mary's and Norris Springs, Laura, when he was in college. And then he was Mason City's girls head coach for about 4 seasons before coming to Waukee as an assistant. And has been at Johnston now for 4 seasons.
And he's really done a great job with that program and building it up. And he's gotten his team to the state tournament a couple of times.
Mason City, of course, in case you missed it, a winner in Class 4A, so the Central Iowa Metro League, 2 state championships this year. Haley Towers now back into the ball game. She'll come in for Ellie Brown. And a couple of free throws knocked down by Rachel Hinders. Makes it a 1-point game here with 1:36 to play. Also in is Brooke Wilmus, 5'6" junior. Outstanding softball player. Going to be headed to Missouri to play ball there for the Tigers.
Yeah, she's had an outstanding softball career, but she's been getting more playing time over the last couple of weeks for this Johnston team and taking care of the basketball, and she always provides a spark when she comes into the game.
Schoen outside will spot up. Can't get the roll, and Knuth with the rebound. Johnston with an opportunity to take the lead again. Here's Knuth. Boy, tough shot, and Darren Knuth gets it to go down. She's got 6.
When you can hit her when she's trailing the play, have a little head of steam, couple of dribbles, and she cradled that ball as she went in to try to keep it away from traffic.
That shot off the mark. Viapon will clean it up.
Viapon doing a great job of getting position on the weak side, and had Brooke Wilmus on her backside, was able to pull it away, clean it up.
Foul on Mackey. As the Dragons were trying to get inside position there with Jenna Johnson. Centennial back to the bench. Kendall Lindemann will check back in. Taped up left hand. Also back in is Kenna Williams.
Hope that doesn't bother her home run swing here in the summer. I'm sure it'll heal up by then.
Well, I'm sure there's some schools that would like to see it linger on a little bit more. Abby Heston also into the game for Centennial for the first time. Here's Knuth at the high post, trying to drive it. She's going to be called for a travel.
Just a great job of moving her feet, Rachel Schoen. She did a great job of staying right with Knuth as she put the ball on the floor going to the left.
Well, Centennial's been on quite a roll. In fact, they handed Cedar Falls their worst loss of the season in the semifinals, 57-31 to get to this point. They shot 57% from three-point range in that game. Right now sporting a 1-point lead. Williams on the drive. And one opportunity for Kenna Williams.
Williams got challenged by Brooke Wilmus up top, and then they were able to spring her loose, and Jenna Johnson tried to go up with her and drew too much contact of Kenna Williams.
See what she's done here at the state tournament. And she gets the three-point play. Johnston back to their bench. Brown and Henders back in. Spot on the floor for Centennial. You've got Heston, Wyckoff, Schoen, Lindemann, and Williams. And for Johnston, Wilmus, Towers, Brown, Knuth, and Henders. Here's Brown. Closing seconds. Can't get the shot to fall, and that will be the end of the first quarter. Centennial leads at 12-8. Let's go to the Iowa Public Television Sports Desk and Paul Yeager.
I thought Brown was going to hit another buzzer beater to end a quarter. She did it earlier this week, and also earlier this week. It was in that Southeast Polk game in the quarterfinals, but Johnston got here on beating Linn-Mar, Taryn Knuth. She was hitting from the outside against the Lions, the volleyball commit to the Florida State University, the Seminoles. She had 9 points in limited time. She also had 7 boards and 3 block shots. There's Ellie Brown float one in the middle of the lane. And now this time she'll get the pass. Siren, and then Brown makes it rain for 3. Johnston rolls 41-39 with the other 5A semifinal being any closer between Centennial and Cedar Falls. The Tigers, Tasha Vipond for 3 there. She's already hit a 3 in this contest, so you know she can do it. Again, Vipond spots up. And then Kylie Mackey provided some spark off the bench for the Jaguars. She hit from the left side of the formation. And Mackey again, she'd hit another 3 and finished with 11. Centennial into their first title game in school history, 57-31. 3 more quarters to play, but let's start with quarter number 2. Back to BJ and Laura.
12-8, Centennial's got the lead right now as we take a look at the 5A tournament pairings and how these two teams got here. Boy, it's been kind of a heavy-hearted week. It started with Davenport North coming into town to take on Ankeny Centennial. And they were wearing Solvang t-shirts. And that was for Davenport North athletic director and his family. And our thoughts and prayers go out to him. His son was actually 3 years old, killed in a church parking lot last Sunday. His team came up short, but Centennial did a nice gesture before and after the game, acknowledging the situation that Davenport North was going through, which is very difficult. And right away, Williams will attack the basket and get the layup. And look at Centennial, Laura, up 14-8. They are the top defensive team in Class 5A, holding opponents to about 38 points per game.
And a little bit higher here in the tournament at 41.5 points a game that they're giving up. But they're still, that's how this team is built for Centennial, is the defensive side of things.
And Viapon comes up with some great defense and gets the rebound. Scott DeYoung, head coach for Centennial, told us yesterday when we were meeting with the team that, you know, he looks at BPMI strength of schedule. And we all know how difficult the Central Iowa Metro League is. And he said, just looking at that index, it showed that Centennial had the toughest schedule in the state. And he said, he told that to his team, and he said, that's why we're going to win this game. And right now they're rolling, and Johnston going to be forced to burn a timeout. Their deepest deficit of the state tournament, they're down 16-8.
Little miscommunication for Johnston, and they've got a little bit of opening underneath. Everybody out of position. You can see Taryn Canute turning and saying, what's going on? We need to talk. Wide open, Kendall Lindemann underneath, and Vipon finds her.
Surprised?
I'm a little surprised right now by the start of this second quarter. Ankeny Centennial's really jumped on Johnston, and they're just doing it systematically. Just pass, finding a cutter wide open. And they're doing a good job of denying the pass into the low post for Johnston.
Well, the focus for Johnston has been getting the ball in the paint. They've got some guards who are absolutely terrific. Ellie Brown is one of them, committed already to the University of Missouri. Only 2 players have scored so far for Johnston. Inside to Hinders, and she's going to be hacked hard by Sydney Wyckoff. And so Hinders to the line.
Again, everything, we talked about it, that was one of the keys, that they need to go inside out. So it needs to run through the 2 posts. So they're looking there initially. It's been denied the last few times. They finally got a pass to the inside, and Hinders is able to go strong to the glass and draw the foul.
And all of Rachel's points have been from the foul line. As you see, Centennial working their bench. As Meg Brandt will come back in. And Hinders, 3 misses so far from the foul line. Again, traditionally has been very strong.
Yeah, that's the player you want to have on the free throw line.
Vipon again using the glass. Tasha Viapon taking over this game for Centennial. She's got 9. And a steal by Brandt. Had numbers, will back off. Now to the top, Williams from 16.
Couldn't cash in on that one, but there's still some defensive mix-up. You could see Ellie Brown up top not knowing what defense she was supposed to be in, so they dodged a bullet.
Towers to the high post to Canute. Now Hinders for 3. Brown with the rebound. And Lindemann gets the board for Centennial.
Rushing some shots, but Ankeny right there challenging with a hand in the face and doing a great job of crashing the boards.
Heston will set it up on the wing. Centennial shooting right at 50%. Johnston right at 27. Here's Brandt in the lane, and there's her first bucket of the state tournament.
So they allowed that to happen. They were sagging, they were trying to double down, and when she put the ball on the floor, the lane opened wide.
Johnston's got some shooting woes here in this first half, and they continue.
They're kind of getting out of rhythm. They're not running their offense and trying to go a little one-on-one.
Near steal up top by Stubbs. Here's Williams. How about that for a sophomore? 22-9, and Centennial ready to run Johnston out of Wells Fargo Arena.
Here's a good look. You can see the sagging in, so that leaves Brandt wide open. finds a big opening right in the middle of the lane and kisses it off the glass, and then you can see Williams sneaking in underneath on the baseline side.
Well, this is Centennial's first ever trip to the state tournament, but when they were with Ankeny, there were 3 players on this roster right now for Centennial that was on the roster back in 2013 when they closed up shop as one unified school district. So they've got a lot of experience. They've played in big games before. And right now we're seeing Laura, they're jumping all over Johnston right now by having some terrific defense in the paint.
Yeah, those 3 players, Tasha Vipon, Kendall Lindemann, and Meg Brandt, were all on that team that, as Ankeny High School, they made it to state.
Well, coming up at the half, we join Minnesota native and Cedar Rapids Kennedy standout Michaela Sellers on her journey to Iowa and beyond. Also an in-depth feature with Kennedy senior standout Sellers. That's all coming up at the half. 22-9 Johnston with Ellie Brown driving it. Still can't get a bucket. Knuth, the follow-up. Count it. Taryn will go to the line. She's got 8.
They set a play up out of that timeout. They let Brown go one-on-one. She fakes the pass. And then Knuth there to clean it up, and the and one.
Heston picked up the foul, and Knuth now with 9 in the game. 10-point ball game. Here's Schoen. Boy, spinning hard to her left. And Towers will pick up the loose ball. Here's Brown on the drive. The kick to Knuth for 3. Bring it up!
Well, we saw her do it yesterday in the semifinal game. She hung around the three-point line and dribble penetration by Ellie Brown. Nobody came out to guard Knuth.
It's the Taryn Knuth show for Johnston. 12-point lead, now down to 7, and Johnston stepping up defensively as Towers comes up with a steal. Here's Knuth again.
Good job of getting reset.
Brown, the fade. Too much. Hinders picked up the shot, and now Centennial will take a timeout. Ellie Brown missed the shot, but Rachel Hinders was right there. The dynamic new duo in the post is really starting to show up here now for the Dragons.
Now the inside game had been absent until that. Really the inside game steps outside, but Hinders right here able to get the putback.
22-17, the lead now down to 5 as the Dragons are on an 8-0 run. So Johnston back to their bench. Checking in will be Paige Searon again. She's joined on the floor by Towers, Brown, Knuth, and Hinders. For Centennial, it's Heston, Brandt, Wyckoff, Schoen, and Vipon. Lindemann.
Ankeny needs to get back to being patient, working it inside out as well. Maybe get Vipon involved again.
Lindemann going to be deflected away. She'll pick it up and follow it up, and Knuth, a double block. And now a foul on Centennial.
And Kendall Lindemann stayed with it after the first block. Was able to get around, but then you had 6'4" Taryn Knuth coming at you. Hands extended, blocked the second shot.
Taryn with 12 in the game. You saw the stat just a moment ago. Only 2 other players have scored for the Dragons. Searon. Knuth will try to enter it to Hinders, and good backdoor defense there by Brandt, who almost knocked it away.
Yeah, Brandt read it perfectly, just could not pull that loose ball in.
Knuth on the block. 14 points for Taryn Knuth, and it's a 3-point game.
They had kind of gotten away from going inside the last few trips down the floor. That's where they've concentrated, and Ankeny Centennial needs to figure out a way to shut that down again.
Volleyball, huh?
Yeah.
It's a great sport.
Go figure.
Well, think about it. The last 3 years, Alexis Conway, who was at MOC Floyd Valley, who was the player of the year, Jess Shaven last year, and now Taryn Knuth, all said no thanks to college basketball and all went on to play volleyball. Well, Taryn has another year to think of it. Again, just a junior.
Well, and I'm sure there's some college basketball coaches that might continue to try to recruit Taryn Knuth to get her to come play basketball.
3-point game. You can't coach that size.
No, you can't. And she's got some skills.
Here's Williams working on Brown. And a foul going to be called on Brown, who will pick up her first.
Ellie Brown trying to force the action, and Williams trying to make a move on that. And that's how you beat that tight defense. You try to put the ball on the floor and get around it, draw the foul.
They'll kick it out. Brown nearly knocked it away. Williams up with it. Now the deep three by Wyckoff. You betcha, Sydney Wyckoff will check into the scoring column. That ends a big run by Johnston.
On the season, shooting 44% from three-point range, and here in the tournament, 50%, 6 of 12, and now 7 of 13 with that one going down.
How about Ellie Brown, the right-hand one-timer?
Well, they're spreading the floor for her and letting her work one-on-one against the guards of Centennial.
She, too, has logged a lot of minutes, averaging 29 minutes here at the state tournament. Knuth's going to be called for the foul. That'll be her first.
And they got the screen up high, and they had the switch. And Williams, on the switch, challenged Knuth.
And Williams able to connect on the free throw here. The sophomore really coming of age, especially here in the state tournament game now with, or state championship game with 8. Centennial is yet to miss from the foul line. Perfect in shooting 50% from the field and from three-point range. Johnston shooting starting to pick up now at 42% as we're inside of a minute left to play in the first half. Henders will dump it to Knuth. Rolls in the lane. Can't get the shot or own rebound. Put it on the floor. And it was on the end line. So Centennial will get it back here with 42 to play in the first half. Jaguars leading it by 6.
A lot of traffic in the middle. When you put the ball on the floor, you have to be prepared to take care of it. A lot of hands grabbing at it.
Williams from the wing. And Johnston, let's see if they hold for one here.
Kind of thought that Centennial might hold for one.
Usually, Scott DeYoung would pull him back out and do that. But Williams was wide open, now inside of 10. Brown to work, look out. Ellie trying to work with it too much. Lost her footing, now short on the shot. Johnson got the rebound and put back not there, and that's going to be it. The end of the first half. Centennial led by Tasha Viapons, 9 points, along with Kenna Williams. She's got 9 as well. It's 27-21. Centennial with the advantage here on Johnston, and that cold shooting, Laura, in the first half early on really hurt Johnston.
It did, but they made the comeback, and you thought early on that it was going to be Centennial all the way, but they made some adjustments. Johnson called a couple of timeouts, made those adjustments, and climbed back into the ballgame.
And their defense on the post has been really, really good. Let's now go up to our sports desk and Paul Yeager.
All right, thank you very much. It's a game of runs, a 15-1 run for Centennial, then a 10-0 run for the Jaguars. Coach Scott DeYoung, it's a game of runs. It's a matter of how you can battle them. You're getting pretty good balanced scoring. You got to be happy with that.
Well, we thought we had a great start. We're happy about that. Johnson's a great team, so we're not going to keep them down. We know that, and I was real pleased how we answered their run.
Well, you know that Knuth is going to be a force for you. How do you continue? I mean, she is got 12. How do you keep her from not doubling that in the second half?
Well, I think we'd be okay doubling it, and if the score stayed with the 6-point margin, we'd be really happy. But I thought Tasha Vipon's battled like a warrior in there. She got really going early. I thought
Vipon's playing very well. Thank you very much, Coach. Appreciate it. Head coach Scott DeYoung of the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars at the lead, 27-21. Let's go back down to the floor for another exciting halftime performance from the dance team.
The Clayton Ridge drill team, under the direction of Julie Rastetter and assisted by Sharon Keener, will now perform a prop routine to Hazy Shade of Winter. Ladies and gentlemen, the Clayton Ridge drill team.
I was so hard to please. Look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. And my friend, that's an easy thing to say, but if you don't pass away, simply pretend that you can do it. Look around, grass is high, feels alright. Time of my life. Seasons change with the scenery, weaving time in a tapestry. Won't you stop and remember
Ladies and gentlemen, the Clayton Ridge drill team. The Southeast Polk Rhythmettes, under the direction of Marianne Peterson, will now perform a high kick routine to I Love a Rainy Night. Ladies and gentlemen, the Southeast Polk Rhythmettes.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night. Just a beautiful sight. I love to feel the rain on my face, just the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadow. Showers wash all my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Showers wash all my cares
Ladies and gentlemen, the Southeast Rhythmettes.
All right, thank you very much. Part of the fun here at the Girls State Tournament of Basketball. And it's always fun to have our next conversation. That's with Craig Hill with the Iowa Farm Bureau. And good to see you again. You know, you get all sorts of great seats at this tournament. You get to see some great teams and great individual performances. I'm imagining that kind of cements why you want to be here in a partnership.
Well, the Iowa Farm Bureau thinks it's very important to recognize these achievements and to celebrate these achievements and showcase these achievements as we do with this sponsorship. We've been great partners with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union over the years, traditionally. We're excited about doing this in the future. You know, we think it's important to invest in Iowa's youth. This is our leaders, our community leaders, our business leaders of the future, and we think it's important to invest in them.
And when you get to see them, those girls, you know, even after a tough loss, you know, they might be crying, but you know that they just earned a lifetime memory. The medal that goes around, the basketball that goes to the teams. You know, Farm Bureau really helps out, help remember and cement some of these memories.
We do that, and we do that with the Signature Ball program. I don't know if you know, Paul, but every girl here at the tournament gets a signature basketball. They can take that home, have their coaches, their players, their teachers all sign that ball. It's a keepsake for the rest of their life. We do that. We do also other athletic sponsorships, but academic sponsorships as well with the Governor's Recognition Scholar Program. We also help with the Iowa Hall of Pride. And you know, right across the hall here, we celebrate all of Iowa's great achievements, the cities, the communities, the schools, whether it's arts, athletic, chorus, whatever it would be. Iowa Pride's rich and deep right down the hall here.
Two of their busiest weeks, next week, last week, or this week and next week. And they were, I'm sure they came for wrestling as well.
That's
Craig
right.
Hill, thank you so very much for joining us. Appreciate your partnership here as well in this broadcast. All right, that's Craig Hill from the Iowa Farm Bureau. And, you know, basketball is one of those things, as we talk about, is it is featured at the Hall of Pride, but it often can resemble a game of patience, you know, knowing when to initiate an offense or when to adjust to a changing zone defense. For one freshly minted Iowa star, patience was a key ingredient in finding her path on the court and her direction at the next level. We join Minnesota native and Cedar Rapids Kennedy standout Michaela Sellers on her journey to Iowa and beyond. Cedar Rapids Kennedy senior Michaela Sellers is no stranger to change.
Hi, Layla.
Rechristened Layla by an older sister.
You get your ball and everything?
Yeah.
This one-time Minnesota Post player has transitioned into a standout Iowa guard, thanks to a little extra practice before practice.
I don't have 2 classes in the middle of my day. So I go to school in the morning, come here in the middle of the day, and then go back to school.
We had a coach said, I have your kid for an hour to 2 hours twice a week. What are you doing with your kid the whole rest of the time? and we really took that to heart. There you go. Stay low, eyes up. For school ball, she was under the basket because she was very tall. I think it was about her 6th grade year. She played in her first national level tournament. And we saw where the real tall players play. And that's when we realized we needed to get her out from under there and to give her these other skills that she's going to need if she wants to play a long time. There you go.
If I didn't have that gym time, I think my game would just be mediocre.
Nice job. Very nice.
I don't think that there would be some of the opportunities I have now.
Michaela is our 4th child, and a sweet one at that. She was always following me around my garden and typically pulled the flowers up that I had just planted.
After Layla's sophomore year, a new job for Rocky brought the Sellers to Cedar Rapids, where Layla became a basketball star as soon as she became an Iowan.
It took her a while to get acclimated because when she got dropped here, she knew nobody in the school really except for the basketball kids that she had been to camps with and her sister. And there's 1,800 students here.
Basketball, like, it helped a lot because you know somebody in the school, like, you know the basketball girls, so walking around, you're like, oh, I know that person.
The biggest thing that really helped, in all honesty, was the type of kid she is. She has no airs about her. I mean, I think she knows she's good at basketball. I don't think she knows how good she is at basketball.
I'm kind of an all-around player. In my game, I really am a good driver, so driving is what I do.
I do stats on the sidelines. Rocky says I'm short on rebounds.
She's short on the boards.
I've got her at 9 boards. She made 3 of her free throws. She's got 2 assists. And I know she's got at least 2 steals and 1 nice block. I feel like it's always been a way to be productive. Hands up! Come on, pressure, pressure, pressure! And it's also been a way to calm my nerves, to be honest. Oh. Yeah, so.
And you're talking about a kid who's averaging just under 20 points a game, just a little over 9 rebounds a game. She leads statistically in almost everything that we do. You know, there's really, outside of maybe selling programs and popcorn and something at halftime, you know, we ask her to do as much as she possibly can. I really think some in-state schools missed out on her. She's gonna be a star at the next level. Liberty got a steal.
I'm going to Liberty University, and I'm going to major in journalism for sportscasting. I took some official visits to Arkansas, Indiana, and Liberty University. When I went to Liberty, it was just a beautiful campus, and it was awesome. Like, you can feel where you fit.
We were real happy with her choice.
We did not try to tell her what we were thinking, what we wanted, what she wanted, what I wanted, because we wanted to make sure it was her decision.
Yeah.
But we were praying. Believe me, we were praying.
But whether Michaela or Layla sees herself as a Minnesotan or an Iowan, this future Virginian knows one place where she'll always feel at home.
I enjoy the game. It's given me a lot. I don't know. It's a passion of mine.
We are at halftime. Centennial of Ankeny 27, Johnston 21, and they're out there warming up, but we still have some things to take care of. One of them is to say goodbye and to say hello. First off, we'll get to Jean Berger in a moment. You'll find out why she's sitting here. Some of you may already know. Let's talk to Mike Dick, the soon-to-be outgoing director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Mike, good to see you. Thank you so much. It's been a heck of a tournament, on a good one to be your last one. 2 great games last night, 3 great games so far. This has got to be a lot of fun for you.
Yeah, hasn't this been outstanding? You know, the parity of these teams has just been tremendous. The crowd support, you know, seeing their communities come in here and have a lot of fun and support their kids. It's just been a remarkable week.
Mike, I talked to you earlier this week here at the tournament, and ever since then, even before then, I never saw you without a smile. Is this like Christmas week for you?
Yeah, it probably just couldn't be any better. You know, it's a very relaxed, calm feeling this week, knowing this is probably my last time doing this. You know, but the kids have done a great job. My staff is remarkable. You know, my job is the H&H, hugs and handshakes and stay out of the way. I finally got it down after 8 years. it's just remarkable to sit back and watch the thing happen, and it's just, you know, truly a fun experience.
You've overseen a lot of things in those 8 years. One of the ones that sticks out to me is the expansion to that 5th class. It's allowed more girls an opportunity to compete here, I'm guessing is your answer. But it's also opened up the door to so many other players, coaches, and fans to come to whatever the state tournament is in whatever sport.
Yeah, absolutely. It's done exactly what we wanted it to do. You know, give more kids, more communities a chance to, you know, experience the environment, the atmosphere. You know, it also shrunk the, you know, the difference from the biggest schools to the smallest schools, you know, to give some of those a better chance, better opportunity. You know, Mason City is a prime example.
Yeah.
In the 04 class, would have still been the big class, might not have even made it. They come in here now and they're a 4A champion. It's been perfect for us.
All right, I'm not going to let you go without asking this. What's your best, maybe even 2 memories, or if you've got a great story that you want to share about your time, whether it's on the court, off the court, that you think people should know about?
I would say the best thing that's happened in my 14 years in the office was creating the co-ed state track meet, putting the boys and girls together on the same weekend. 3 days of fantastic competition. It's the biggest co-ed meet in the nation. It's one of those that there were a lot of doubters, including Dr. Cooley and Mr. Sago, but it's been fantastic.
That is an outstanding event, I'll give you that. So Jean Berger, you know what is out here. You are an Iowa girl yourself coming. You left for just a tiny bit. Iowa pulled you back. You've been at Drake. You've been at now Northern Iowa. You're currently serving as the interim athletic director. This to me has got to be just I don't know how you're not smiling all the time, knowing what's ahead for you.
It's been a great week. I've had a great time coming back to the state basketball tournament, and it just reinforces so many good things about the Iowa Girls Athletic Union and all of the wonderful things it did for me and for all these young girls that are playing here today.
And I talked to some of Mike's staff, soon to be your staff, and they said it's going to be different. She's got a lot of great ideas. What's that one good idea you sold the board on to get this job?
You know, I don't think it was one good idea, but I think what I sold them on is that there is a value to participation in activities in athletics, and it's unique to girls, and that it is based in education, and that's a continuation of some of what Mike did. But that's so important to school districts and young women today. So the union is leading the country in that and needs to continue to do so.
All right, Jean, we will see you next year on all these state tournaments, and I'm sure we'll see you at softball again and other sports. Jean Berger, the incoming executive director of the girls union, and the outgoing, the retiring Mike Dick. Thank you so very much, both of you, for joining us here. We've got 1 half to go. Let's look at the highlights from that first half. Oh, let's go to Coach first. All right, we're going to talk with head coach Chad Gillick because, Coach, you've had a pretty exciting first half. Taryn Canute, she's been very outstanding for you, 12 points. Do you need to keep her going, or do you need to get somebody else involved to help you flip this scoreboard?
Well, we're really going to need somebody else to step up and help us a little bit here. We just talked to the girls in halftime about, you know, we got 3 really great players, but, you know, they're being keyed on. We're going to need somebody else to step up and score a little bit for us, because they're going to take away our post. They're going to take away Ellie Brown, and we need somebody else to step up and hit a couple shots here.
All right, so then how do you stop Vipon? Maybe reduce the margin that you have there. How do you stop Tasha?
Well, we just played some really silly defense the first probably 5-6 minutes of the game. We didn't do anything that we had talked about, how to play a screen. He gave up some baseline drives that we really talked about, that you need to make them use the screen, and we're not giving up baseline drives. We didn't hedge on a couple. We let them get right to the middle. When we picked that up there, you saw we went on a little run right on that when we picked our defense up, and so that's just what we need to do. We just play good, solid defense.
All right, thank you very much, head coach Chad Gillick of the Johnston Dragons, and he's going to go off and see his team. Let's see how they got to this point as we are at halftime. 27-21, Centennial leads, and it was done mostly early on. It was a game of runs. There's Taryn Canute, who we just talked about with Coach. They found her early on the block. She was dominant inside. She could also go outside and drive. She creates. Canute, in that first half, she would finish with 12 points, but on the other end, it's Tasha Vipond. Vipond again and again cleaning reboards, cleaning that glass, getting it back in there. She even pulls this trick out of her hat, out of her grandma's purse, and throws that one up into the lane and into the bat. I'll tell you what, look at those stats, and BJ and Laura are going to tell you so much more about this second half. We've got 1 half of basketball left in 2016. BJ?
Well, a slow start. Thanks, Paul. For Johnston, they're trying to pick it up, but Centennial, they've got a really balanced attack, Laura. All 5 of their starters have scored. Meanwhile, just 3 players have scored for Johnston.
Well, I think that was the big key for Centennial, was they needed to have that balanced scoring. In the first regular season game, I think we talked a little bit about it, they did not have a player in double figures, and Johnston had 4 players in double figures. So Centennial doing a very good job of getting that balanced scoring.
Well, it's been a long time since Johnston has been to the state tournament. Back 1934, they finished 3rd. And they've actually connected to the past with that 34 team with 99-year-old Mary Warner. And we'll bring that up here in a little bit. Here's Taryn Knuth on the drive, and she's going to be hammered and will go to the line to shoot a pair of free throws here. Viapon picking up the foul. And Tasha, her 2nd foul.
And Johnston going right back to what they did so well early on in that first half. They got him back into the ball game, going down low and going to the block.
4-point ball game. Knuth sinks both free throws. What they wanted to do, get points on the board right away. Centennial back to work. On the floor for the Jaguars, Brandt, Wyckoff, Lindemann, Williams, and Vipon. Brandt will enter it to Lindemann, who's been quiet. Hinders gets the board for Johnston. 1 and done for Centennial.
Lindemann did a good job calling for the ball, but faded when she shot it. That gave Hinders the advantage.
So 27-23. Centennial back to work. As we told you at the outset of the broadcast, 4th straight year that we've had an all-Central Iowa Metro League final. And these 2 teams trying to garner their first ever state championship. As Brandt will kick it out to the wing to Williams. Minute into the second half.
Trying to run a little motion to see if they can pull those defenders out from the paint, and Taryn Knuth is one of them. That's how you get her out from underneath the basket. You shoot long-range jumpers. That takes her away from the boards as well, gives you a second chance opportunity.
Yeah, she's the state's leading rebounder in Class 5A, and that allowed Wyckoff, only a 5'3", smallest player on the floor, to get the offensive board a moment ago. Now this one going to be tied up between Towers and Brandt. Possession arrow will keep it with Centennial. A very long possession here for the Jaguars.
And twice they've had Vipond out away from the basket. That's drawing out the defense. 2 offensive rebounds.
Brandt will look to enter it. Now it's going to be picked off by Stubbs, and she'll run it ahead to Brown. To the rack.
Great anticipation getting into the passing lane that leads to the break.
Ellie Brown now back into the scoring column with 4, 27-25. Centennial with the lead on the ball.
You can see how they sag off of Meg Brandt. They are going to allow her to shoot. That allows them to double down in the post.
Centennial in the second half of the state tournament has been sizzling, shooting better than 57% in both games they've played. Here's Vipon. Boy, she took it strong right at Knuth and gets the bucket.
He got that shot up quick. Knew that Knuth was going to be there and try to block that shot. Now they force the turnover.
Well, Johnston trying to force the issue, trying to create some points off of turnovers.
Jumping into the passing lane, Stubbs is able to give the feed to Ellie Brown, who goes in uncontested.
Tasha Viapon leading the way for Centennial. 11 points, going to play college basketball at Lafayette College in Pennsylvania. Scored 17 in the semifinals against Cedar Falls. And again, not bashful in the paint. Here she goes to work again, the kick out. Brandt from the top, that's a 3.
And they're going to leave her wide open. She took her time and squared it up. And the rim was unkind to her as it rolled out.
Here's Henders. Tries to kick it out, and Centennial forces the turnover. Brandt, the dish back. And Wyckoff will reset. Now she'll fire. Great screen from Lindemann, and she buries it.
Lindemann, give the assist to Lindemann on that, because not only did she give her the ball, but she stood in the way to keep the defender away. They need to be able to get her free for more three-point shots.
Her second triple of the game. Towers going to be fouled along the baseline by Wyckoff. And that'll be her second.
Here's a good look at that. Kendall Lindemann seeing nothing happening inside. Wyckoff comes around, she just turns around, flips it to her, and screens off the defender.
Lindemann says, I'm a catcher, I'm a wall. Nothing's getting by me. And Johnston called for the travel. Or the offensive foul here called against Henders, I beg your pardon. Her first. 7-point lead again here for Centennial. They have led by as many as 12.
It's kind of the way the first quarter started, that Johnston got off to a quick start, and then Centennial was able to build the lead, shut them down. They've come out the same way here in the third quarter.
Henders looks to lob to Knuth. Fouled before she got the ball in a shooting position. It's on the floor. And that's a big foul. That's Viapon's third. And coming back into the ball game, first time here in the second half is going to be Rachel Schoen, the 6'1" freshman. They'll get it into Brown on the block left side. Fires it. Strong off the window. Last touch by Stubbs. And it will go back to Centennial.
Set up on the baseline, out of bounds, was run perfectly, and Ellie Brown could not finish it off. A little bit off balance on the shot, but they got the look they wanted. Ankeny going to run a little motion, look to dribble, penetration, try to dish, see if they can get some outside shooters.
Here's Brandt in the lane, the high archer, the teardrop won't go. Schoen with a rebound, put back, and she's fouled by Knuth. And Rachel Schoen will go to the line.
They got the attack mode going, they got into the middle. Couldn't get the shot to fall, but Centennial crashing the glass.
70% from the line this season, Schoen with her first points of the game. And Jenna Johnson is now in for Taryn Knuth, who will now sit with 2 fouls. I believe that's her third, actually. So Knuth on the bench with 3. Laura, she had played in almost every single minute. In fact, only sat for a couple of seconds in the quarterfinal game. So this is a big moment of truth for Johnston without Taryn Knuth in the ball game. Here's Henders.
They're going to have to try to maintain. They don't want this lead to get any bigger, so they're going to have to try to chip away with it, or at it, with Taryn Knuth on the bench. And on the other side, you've got Vipond on the bench. So both centers sitting out. See what these teams can do with their main scoring threats, taking a breather.
And Schoen called for the travel. It looks like Haley Towers will come back into the game. She's in for Stubbs. Towers, who's going to be going on to play softball at Western Kentucky, has not attempted a shot yet, Laura, in this game, and she's really their three-point specialist.
Oh, and that's one of the players that they need to try to find a way to get her open as well.
Lindemann with the steal. She'll look to run it ahead. Just lost control of it, but it was last touched by Johnson of Johnston. And now Williams is back in here for Centennial.
Well, it's not panic time yet for Johnston, but you do have to get a nice balance of inside and outside. They've continued to go inside They've got to be able to try to create some things for those outside shooters, and Haley Towers is a very good outside shooter at 39%.
And Towers grabs the board here. Now to Johnson. She'll spot up from 16. Got it.
Out on the transition, and the defense did not get back. They left her wide open.
First bench points of the night for the Dragons. Back to a 7-point game. They've been able to get it down to 4 here in the second half, but not any closer. 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Williams on the drive. Charge called against Williams, and Johnson has really given Johnston a lift off the bench here.
Saw the drive coming, got over there and planted her feet, and was able to draw the contact and took the charge.
Williams will pick up her first. Boy, the paint is wide open now.
They're going 5 out right now, and then there's not a whole lot of movement right now, though, for Johnston. There's some up on top.
They go high-low. Count it!
And a great seal by Rachel Henders. They moved the ball. They got it up top. She was able to pin Lindemann on her backside and called for it. Got a great lob pass and knocked it down.
Henders has struggled from the line here tonight. Was the best free throw shooter for Johnston coming in right at 91%. It's a 5-point game, and free throws really making the difference here. Centennial has not missed from the foul line, just 60% for Johnston. Now a timeout going to be taken here by Centennial. Comes with 1:17 to play here in the third quarter, and it's a 5-point game. In fact, we told you about Johnston, their 1934 squad finished third. That was back when they split the court in 3 ways. You went from a guard to a center to a forward, and there's their only living member of that 34 team, Mary Warner. She's 99 years old. She was a center, and she's standing next to the center of today's team, Taryn Knuth. And what a moment that was for her to come back. She addressed and talked to the team and shared some stories. But 99 years old, and by the way, she lives in Ankeny and owns her own business still.
Still drives.
And she makes cookies for a living. And she did make it to the semifinal game. She said she had a tough time getting off her work. Can you believe that?
Well, yeah, it's her own business. She had to ask the boss, and apparently she's a tough boss.
And a foul here called against Johnston.
They were hoping that she might come here tonight and watch the championship game, and she might be here in the crowd. We're not sure. We're trying to locate her if she is.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here tonight as Williams will fire the free throw here. Gets to shoot a pair. And again, just red hot from the line tonight at Centennial. They have not yet missed. Williams now in double figures with 10. And it nails them both. Back to a 7-point lead. 5 team fouls here in the late half against Centennial. Just 3 for Johnston. Each team with 3 timeouts remaining with 1 minute to play here in the third quarter.
You use a little clock here, maybe not. They're going to pop Henders out. I thought they were going to run a little weave, see if they could get something down low, but they pop Henders out. And she hits a big shot for the Dragons.
Henders and Knuth have combined for 26 of Johnston's 32 points. It's a 4-point ball game. Henders now in double figures with 10. And a foul, an illegal screen called against Lindemann. She was moving.
They like to use Kendall Lindemann that way because she can set those big screens and brush a player off. They got her out high. It looked like Towers ran right into her. Might have leaned a little bit, and the official called it.
So now Towers will put it in play. To Shayna Stubbs, who will go to work. Soccer recruit for South Dakota State. That's number 22, Stubbs. Normally their point guard. Brown will lose it, but it's last touch here by Centennial with 19.8 to play. There's a good look at Meg Brandt. She, too, a soccer star, going to be playing at Nebraska. Like we said, a lot of athletes out on the floor for both of these two schools.
Like that, multiple sport athletes, and they're just well-rounded. They have different skills for, obviously, their different sports, but you like to have, and college coaches like to have the well-rounded athletes.
Brown, a little too deep, and that will be the end of the third quarter. Well, Johnston rallying back. They were down by as many as 12 in this game. They've now have it whittled down to 4, 36-32. Class 5A state championship, that's what's on the line with 8 minutes to play. Let's go to Scott DeYoung and his Ankeny Centennial bench.
Hey, listen. It's over. We said we got to flush it and move on, okay? All right? Got to flush it and move on, okay? All right. We're down to the last quarter, okay? Who's ahead? Okay, we got to play with that maturity and poise of that, but we're not sitting on anything, okay? Whose ball is it? It's theirs. It's going to stop. If they might run that isolation, get on that left hand, okay? Really get on the left hand, and if she comes middle, you got all kinds of help, okay?
This girl is clearing out there. She just running out. Get right there ready to help.
Okay, and who's got, you got, yeah, Stubbs, stick in the lane. Ball pressure, stick in the lane. What do we got on offense?
We need a single-digit board.
What? Keep it, just run our motion, less thinking. Okay.
There's the game plan from Scott DeYoung. 8 minutes to go. 36-32, 4-point lead for Centennial. Johnston will start the fourth quarter out on the floor with Henders, Knuth, Stubbs, Towers, and Brown. For Centennial, it's Brandt, Wyckoff, Lindemann, Williams, and Vipon. Brown at the top looks to drive the kick to Henders.
See how Centennial does defensively what they talked about
Brown.
in the huddle.
A tough shot for Ellie Brown, and Centennial up with it.
Brown's had a tough shooting night here tonight. She's been getting dribble penetration, but just off the mark, a little off balance.
So Mackey now in, I beg your pardon, for Centennial. Vipon to work. Caught up in the double team, and she'll turn it over. Henders up with a loose ball. Out ahead to Towers.
Now is Towers just coming down, sagging down to help out as Vipon made that spin move, and they doubled down and got the steal.
Now the three from Towers. It's off the mark, and the rebound to Vipon. 1 minute into the fourth quarter. We've got 7 to play, and still a 4-point lead for Centennial.
Far cry from the first game that they played in the regular season. Is 20-point deficit and a 20-point win for Johnston.
Yeah, 61-41 was the final there. And that was the first game back from Christmas break. And Centennial, they admitted it, really sluggish in that one. Too many Christmas treats.
Too many Christmas cookies.
Here's Brandt. Boy, she's free to go anywhere she wants to on the court, except for about 10 feet in. Here's Williams on the drive. Knuth with the block. Williams will pick it back up. Vipon for three. Lindemann's put back not there. Henders will deflect it out. The outlet ahead to Knuth. It's on the floor, and Brandt will track it down. Now Henders up with it. She's blocked by Vipon.
Wow. That's some basketball right there, and that's some hustle. Nobody wants to let it get away from them. Everybody going after it. And I think Centennial wants to talk about it.
Not textbook, but a lot of action. We still remain at a 4-point lead for Centennial. It has been a block party. Who you got, bro?
Right here, there's the first one. Taryn Knuth gets one on Williams. And right here, Vipon gets one down low. Bodies flying everywhere. What a great sequence of basketball.
Rick, if you can't just rebound the ball and throw it up, gather yourself and make a move, okay? So when you get the ball on offense, don't just turn and throw. Okay, I mean, that's a good outlet. Brandt's pretty fast. She got down there and got it.
okay? But we got to hustle down and be ready for that type of pass. You made a pass out, let's be standing in that way, okay? Now, on offense, we're going to run Lion. Run it right. So you're on the side. Shannon got the ball. You get it. You take one dribble. It should be to Taryn, okay? Taryn, you got to wait to break up so she can't break with you, okay? Dragons, 1, 2, 3.
36-32, what do you think?
They're talking about spacing and timing on that offensive set. They want to make sure, and then the other thing, when they pull a rebound, need to secure it and then turn and face. Don't just give it and get it and get the outlet. You want to make sure you're finding one of your teammates and making a good pass.
With Laura Leonard, I'm BJ Shaven here on Iowa Public Television. The Class 5A State Championship, 5:41 to play. Here's Bipon, the fadeaway. So using the glass to extend the lead now to 6.
Tried to give a little pump fake to get Canute in the air. She didn't buy it and was able to adjust and get it off the glass.
13 points for Tasha Bipon. Here's Johnson at the top for Johnston. Canute will hold it high. Hinders for 3. Oh, a little strong. And Canute will tip it out to Hinders. And Johnson has it stolen away by Mackey, who then has it knocked out by Stubbs. It will stay with Centennial with 5:11 to play. Boy, Johnston cannot come up empty on some of their trips down the floor, shooting 35% for the game. Centennial has really cooled off too. For the contest, right at 40%. Neither team lighting it up from the perimeter. 2 makes for Centennial, 2 for Johnston.
And it's getting physical as well, and I think that's why the shooting percentages are going down.
It's a grudge match between the two. Lindemann on the post, swims to her left. Canute with the rebound will outlet it to Johnson. Playing a lot of minutes here down the stretch for the Dragons. Tries to bounce it to Stubbs, and it's stolen away by Centennial. Mackey racing in to make the play.
That's just pure hustle transition defense, and Mackey makes a huge play.
Wyckoff's 3 is off the mark, and the rebound to Hinders. Dragons need a bucket. Haven't scored yet here in the 4th. Brown will get it.
And Brown did a good job of getting and shaking the defender, and then Taryn Canute right in front of her, shielding off another defender, so she's able to elevate and get a good look at the rim.
Inside of 4 to play. Again, Johnston hasn't been able to get any closer than this margin right now of 4. We're down by as many as 12 in the game. There's Lindemann. Or Centennial will just play catch. Salt the clock away, and this one is knocked out by the Dragons. Couple of changes for the Dragons. Paige Siren is back in along with Haley Towers. Mackey will check out, and Meg Brandt back in for Centennial.
These are 2 teams in the tournament averaging 55 and 54 points a ball game, and they're in the 30s right now. So you can tell it's a defensive-minded game, and it has become a struggle to score.
Big possession here for the Dragons, and they turn it over. And now a foul on Siren. Now Wilmus will check in for Siren.
Both teams coming up empty when they have the ball in their possession. One of these teams is going to have to find a groove, and you can see the turnovers numbers right there. Too many turnovers at this stage of the ball game.
7 turnovers so far here in the late half by Johnston. Here's Bipon backing in. Boy, the fade too strong, and the rebound to the Dragons.
She wanted to challenge that time and felt like she had a good look at it.
Canute driving it. Can't get it to fall, and the rebound to Bipon. Boy, they are letting him play. 2:40 to go. You know, and each team has to adjust to that. And I think they have been.
And usually you feel like you need to make those adjustments early on in the ball game, but it's changed a little bit here in the 4th quarter where you do have to make the adjustments to how physical it's getting.
And now a double dribble will be called against Centennial, so Johnston will get it back. 2:20 to play. Dragons have only scored 2 here in the third. Centennial not much better. They've been able to keep the Dragons away. They've scored 2 as well.
I think exactly. Coach Gillett couldn't call a timeout, I thought you want to get a good possession and make sure you make this one count.
Knuth will back in the lane, got the high percentage shot, but a foul will be called here on Centennial. Taryn with 16 in the game will go back to the line.
They cleared out an area for her. They moved everything over to the right side, got it into Knuth and let her just work one-on-one.
Makes it a one-possession game here. 17 fouls on Centennial, so Johnston is in the bonus the rest of the game. In and out, Henders with the rebound and is fouled on the putback, and Rachel Henders will now go to the line. Lindemann with 3 fouls. Did she get her 4th? Yes.
That's a big foul. 2 minutes left here in this ball game, and Kendall Lindemann with 4 fouls. Henders again missing from the free throw line.
It's been a night to forget at the line for Rachel Henders. Look at double-double here tonight. 10 points, 10 rebounds. And now she has put her team within 2. But free throw shooting really the difference in this one, Laura. 100%. Haven't missed a shot. Centennial at the line. Johnston right now at 57%.
All right. Okay. Yeah. What do you want to run here? I say, you want to run stagger fist or motion? Motion? Okay. All right. What? What? Yeah, I think so. Okay, we can run motion. Let's come over here, Kiana. Well, first of all, yeah, organize against the press. Okay, all right?
You just go stagger fist into motion.
Okay, stagger fist into motion. Got it? Let's go,
Coach Scott DeYoung has got 19 teams here to the state tournament. One of the reasons why, some open dialogue there on the bench.
But you know what? I think you ask your players, what do you want to run? Because they're comfortable with maybe a play that they like to run and they've had success with. So that's why he was asking them, what do you want to run? And they certainly had a good discussion about what they were going to do.
2-point game, under 2 minutes to play here. Wyckoff dribbling it. Will give it up to Brandt. Centennial trying to work with it. Now Stubbs was on the defense to Wyckoff, and she'll be fouled by Towers, and that's going to be the 4th team foul here on Johnston, and Towers will pick up her 2nd.
So they have a chance to gamble a little bit defensively. They have a couple of more opportunities, a couple more fouls to give before they put Centennial on the line.
They get it into Wyckoff. And Towers again called for the foul, reaching in.
The foul on number 20, Haley Towers, her 2nd personal team foul.
That will be her 2nd. She just picked up her 1st a moment ago.
And you start looking up and down the Centennial lineup as to who you want to foul as far as shooters for free throws.
Well, Laura, we got some confusion amongst the stats here. That is her 3rd. And now Williams doesn't matter. She drives and finishes. And a minute 15 to play here. The 3 off. Knuth up with it now to Brown. It's a 4-point game.
And they don't need the 3. That would have been a good 3 because Towers was open. You just need to get inside and get a 2.
Knuth left it short. Vipon going to be fouled by Henders, and that will put Centennial at the line.
Johnston coming up short on several of their shots. Some tired legs. And depending on these 2 free throws is going to dictate what you do offensively, what you're going to look for. If you're going to look for the 3, or you're going to try to get a quick 2 and maybe a timeout to set your defense.
5-point game now with a minute to play. Vipond at the line. Nails them both. Played in big games before, was on the state volleyball team that won the championship a couple of years ago. Now put her team in position to win a state title in basketball. 15 in the game. Here's Stubbs. Will drive it in the lane. Kicks it out to Knuth and might have almost threw it away. And now a timeout going to be taken here by Johnston. 44 seconds to play, and for Centennial, you know, they've had some hardship during this season. Sydney Whitecoff and Emily Fontana both had their parents die from brain cancer, Laura, over the season. In fact, Emily was the stepmom, or Amy was her stepmom to Emily. In fact, she writes her name on her shoelaces. And Sydney, number 14 for Centennial, wears a headband. And on top of that headband, she writes, "For Dad." And it's a really compelling story with Whitecoff. Her dad actually took her to the state tournament every year growing up and pointed to the court and said, you know what? Someday she was going to be playing there, and he would be watching. And the team themselves on their right wrist writes the initials AF/GW in memory of those 2.
And I think it's brought the team closer together, and they've really bonded over that. And I think as we've talked to them about, we know that those 2 people have probably the best seat in the house tonight to watch this.
Centennial leads it by 6. 42 seconds to play. Here's Henders at the top, the 3. Got it!
Ran it just like they wanted to. They got the down pick. They ran Henders up top. Got her open at the 3-point line.
And Siren fouls Brandt, a 55% free throw shooter, will now toe the line.
Ran it perfectly, waiting for Henders to come free. Lindemann couldn't catch up, and she knocked down a big shot.
The 5'7" senior toes the line. Centennial has not missed tonight from the foul line. And in fact, 9 of 9 from the line. Their first miss. It's a 2-possession game, though, with 20 seconds to play. Brown will drive it. Fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2. Cannot get the N1 there.
Boy, that lane just opened up for Ellie Brown. She put her head down, was trying to get the conversion and the extra free throw. This certainly has been a game where it is going to come down to free throws. Johnson has not done themselves any favors at the line.
Dragons came in shooting 75% from the line as a team. And tonight, just better than 50. And a timeout will be taken by Centennial here. They'll have 1 remaining.
Okay. Taryn's on the ball, making it a tough inbound pass, okay? So get up, move, don't go for fake. I mean, just kind of don't go jumping, okay? Because I know this fake can go by you, okay? But then, as soon as they get it, you can't be standing behind, okay? Wherever your girl's at, you got to be on the side. If they run 4 across, we're on the side, okay? If they're back here, you should be in front, and you should be watching this. She should not be running in front of you, okay? You deny, deny, deny. Make them make a bad pass. As soon as we get it, just go to the basket hard. We don't need a 3. You can just go to the basket hard and we'll call timeout. If you have an open 3, we'll take it. Okay? But you just got to keep attacking the basket. Okay? Any questions? And if we don't get the ball, you got to foul. You're fouling. Dragons, 1, 2, 3.
All right, what do you think, Laura? 43-40. Johnston down here to Centennial.
Well, they're thinking and they're talking, what do we do when we get the steal? They've got Taryn Canute on the inbound, going to try to cause some problems as far as vision goes. But they were talking, what do we do if we get the steal And then at the last minute, well, if we don't get steal, what do you have to do? Well, yes, you have to foul. You have to stop the clock. So they're going to have to stop the clock, get out, and foul right away if they don't get this initial inbound pass. They cannot let a lot of time run off the clock.
They do get it into Lindemann. And a foul will be called. 17.7 to play.
And that's the player you want to have the ball in her hands. 81% from the line, so they set it up perfectly, allowed her to roll off and get that inbound pass as they moved along the baseline.
Lindemann, as we mentioned at the outset of the broadcast, Iowa's career home run leader, played at a high mark, was an all-state softball player in 8th grade.
She was pretty impressive. She's been impressive.
She's saying to herself, I got this.
She knows a little bit about pressure situations.
So Towers and Siren back in, both three-point shooters for Johnston. Lindemann will toe the line again. 2-possession game, regardless. And a miss.
They have to get it down in a hurry, and they've got 1 timeout left.
Brown will lay it up and in, and they'll burn that timeout with 11.1 to play. So Johnston still with some hope here in the 5A championship with Centennial and Johnston. Let's go to the Centennial bench to see how they might try to hold on to this one.
One timeout, we're playing to win, okay? Play hard. We got 1 timeout left, right, guys? Hey, let's go. 4 o'clock. We got Ball, Meg sticking in. We got Tasha. We got Kendall. We got Sid. Tiana. Let's have Meg sticking in. Okay, go. And then you come in and get it right to Tasha. Okay? Got it?
They're looking to get it into Tasha Vipon. They're going to run a 1-4 low. The inbounder being the one. They've got the 4 players across. Run a little motion and try to get it into Vipon.
Brandt will be the trigger person. Does get into Vipon, who's immediately fouled by Ellie Brown. That is her second.
Great job of decoying like she was going to run and sprint towards the other end, and then stops and gets back and steps to the basketball for the inbound pass.
$11 of 13 at the line tonight for Centennial. Vipon's first. Casual.
This certainly is the big one, as everybody knows. It will make it a 2-possession game and change strategy for Johnston.
Oh, got the roll off the rim, and now Centennial will call for a timeout here. 4-point game, 2 possessions. Johnston will have to have it offensively to try to win it. Let's go see what the Dragons are going to say here.
Okay, listen. We're down by 4, and there's 10 seconds, okay? So we need a 4-point play, because we can't stop the clock if we score. I don't have any timeouts, okay? So we're going to have to get a 3. We're going to have to try to get fouled, okay? So as you're driving, attacking, don't just pull up and shoot a 3, okay? If it's wide open, you kind of pull up, let them come, maybe fake and see what they do. Then you might have to jump into them, see if you can get a foul call on it. And you got to make the shot, though. We got to try to make the shot, okay? The best we can, okay? It's all right. All right, let's go out. You do the best, okay? Let's go. Dragons, 1, 2, 3.
Great advice there from head coach Chad Gillick, because in high school basketball, once the ball goes through the net, the clock continues to go. It does not stop.
That's right. In college, you do get the stoppage of play, or the stoppage of the clock, and you don't in these few seconds here at the end of the ball game. So if the ball goes through the hoop, Ankeny Centennial could just take it out of bounds and wait for the clock to run out.
And Ankeny going to put some pressure on him. Now down to 8, 7, 6. Brown going to hoist it. Threw it too hard, and that's going to be it. Brandt with the rebound, and Centennial's going to do it. is Ankeny Centennial Jaguars victorious here tonight, 46-42. They win the Class 5A state championship as they knock off the Johnston Dragons. A big night tonight. Tasha Vipon was 17. Williams was 13. And a host of others contributing in other ways.
Well, it was an impressive win for Centennial. They really battled the entire game, got down, maybe took a punch early on, and then battled back from that and hung on the entire game.
Big win for Centennial. School's first ever state championship. And Scott Young, yeah, he still likes winning titles. 7 of them he now has as a head coach. It's time now for the all-tournament team.
2016 Class 5A all-tournament team. Presenting awards is Craig Hill, president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. From Ankeny Centennial, Kendall Lindemann. From Johnston, Ellie Brown. From Linn-Mar, Amanda Olinger. From Cedar Falls, Emma Gertis. From Ankeny Centennial, Tasha Vipon. And the captain of the Class 5A all-tournament team is Taryn Knuth from Johnston.
Well, there is your all-tournament team. Taryn Knuth is the captain of the all-tournament team. And Lindemann, Vipon, along with Olinger, Gertis from Cedar Falls. Quite a collection of some stars there lining up.
Well, great performances by all of those young ladies here at the state tournament. Well deserved with this all-tournament team. And boy, I'll tell you what, I think you and I could take that team right there and we could win a few ball games.
Easy chair coaching, right?
That's what we like.
Well, a big win for Centennial here, 46-42, as they knock off the Dragons.
Board of Directors, Shan Seibert, Deanne Kramer, George Tracy, and Dave Wilkerson. Your Class 5A runner-up is the Dragons from Johnston and head coach Chad Gillick. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2016 Class 5A state champions, the Jaguars from Ankeny Centennial, and head coach Scott Young.
So Ankeny Centennial wins their first ever state title in basketball. This school starting to produce some champions year in and year out, and they get their first in basketball. And Tasha Vipon leading the way for the Jaguars here tonight and getting that first ever Class 5A state championship. Let's go to the highlights now. Paul Yeager is standing by.
Woo! 35-35. We got all good ones. This one was a game of runs, and early on it was you'd score, we'd score on a big amount of runs. Let's show you how it all played out. Early on, Johnston off to a good start with the all-tournament team captain, Taryn Knuth. She would finish with 17 and 11 rebounds. Tasha Vipon at 17 helped a 15-1 run for the Jaguars, getting the rebound and the putback. Nice move. In the second half, we were only a 6-point lead for the Jaguars, and they just added, and then it would get cut in two by Rachel Hinders, who had a great second half. She hit the three, then the one. She finished with 14 and 10 rebounds, and then Sydney Wyckoff. She only scored 6 points, but those 2 threes were huge. Wyckoff and the Jaguars celebrate their first title in school history. Let's go back downstairs to Laura and find out what these girls are thinking.
All right, Tasha, congratulations. Second state title here, volleyball and now basketball. Talk about how physical it was down low for you tonight and how physical this game was.
It was really physical. Taryn's obviously a really good player. She didn't let me get any easy baskets, and Rachel too. They're just great defenders, and everyone is doubling down and everything.
All right, congratulations. They're not going to take a picture without you, so go on over there. Coach, you look surprised when the horn went off. Why so surprised?
Well, it was a back and forth. We were trying to hang on, it seemed like, but yeah, our kids were awesome all year. Tosh had a great tournament run, and we just weren't going to be denied. I think that was the bottom line.
It certainly was a defensive battle tonight.
Yeah, and that's what we're known for. Actually, Johnson's a high-scoring team, but, you know, we found a way to win tonight, and, you know, it was a real competitive game, and, you know, we're elated that we're the state champs. That's pretty awesome.
All right, congratulations, Coach. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
Paul, back up to you.
7 state titles for Scott DeYoung. He won his first at Centennial, won a couple really good teams in years there at Ankeny and also Colonesco, and now he's champions. And you know, we crowned 5 of them over the last 2 nights. It was Springville, and that's a story of redemption, unity. They were repeating. Pocahontas, full of energy. They could not be stopped. Mason City, their first school title, and the initial one for Centennial of Ankeny. And this is 35 games of great basketball, and all came down to these final games that all featured the Iowa girl. It was just an honor to be here for you and bring this action to you each and every night as we did. This is the best Iowa has to offer, and we certainly thank you for joining IPTV Sports for another phenomenal year of girls basketball tournament coverage right here on Iowa Public Television. Stay tuned in the months ahead for in-depth tournament coverage of the state championships in soccer, softball, and volleyball right here on IPTV Sports, your home for the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Championships. And as we started last year, and we are going to continue a new tradition, we leave you with the sights and sounds of another classic tournament alongside that classic tune showcase for decades right here in downtown Des Moines. Good night from Wells Fargo, and one singular sensation. Good night.
Singular sensation, every little step she takes. One thrilling combination, every move that she makes. One smile and suddenly nobody else will do. You know you'll never be lonely when you know who. Moment in a present, and you can't forget the rest. For the girl of second best, do not sigh. Move, sigh, give me your attention. Do I really have to mention
Funding for the Iowa Girls High School Basketball Championships is provided by
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Fairway, along with Nabisco. TruMoo, Frito-Lay, and Sara Lee is a proud sponsor of the 2016 Iowa Girls High School Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Basketball Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live.
By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
I am a farmer.
I am a great cook.
I am a small town girl.
I'm a city boy.
I'm a banker.
I'm an Iowa banker.
No matter who you are, there is an Iowa banker who is ready to help you get where you want to go. Iowa Bankers, allowing you to discover the genuine difference of Iowa banks.
Mid-American Energy, diversifying the ways we generate electricity by investing in wind generation capacity in Iowa. Information is available at midamericanenergy.com. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.